Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Think Future. My name is Chris Calabucas, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. We're talking innovation, startups, the future. Not necessarily those, and not necessarily in that order. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. I don't know, is it up here? Is it up there? I forget. Hit the subscribe button and the bell and be notified when a new show comes online. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast service, please subscribe. Please drop a note on Apple Podcasts. I greatly appreciate it. Now, usually this week we have a interview show in the middle of the week, but we didn't have one this week because it's a short week. So if you are interested in being interviewed on the Think Future podcast, please drop me a line. Go to ideateandexecute.com and look for Get Interviewed and fill out the form there. We'll have a quick 10-minute call to get you up to speed and prep on it. And then we'll get you on the show. And like I said, it's anyone who's a corporate innovator, startup founder, interested in the future, product manager, anybody who's envisioning new products and trying to get them out the door or trying to make their companies more innovative. I love to hear from you. And if you got some kind of a futuristic product you want to launch, hey, love to hear from you. Love to hear from you. So here's what we're talking about today. We're talking about human beings. I like talking about human beings because human beings are so interesting and complicated and strange. And we still, if you think about it, we have so much data on people. We have data, we're collecting data online, we're collecting data as people move around when they attach their Google Maps. We collect data from people's putting content up on Facebook and Google and stuff like that. We have so much information on people in both explicit, so things that they've typed into search engines, say I'm looking for a car, I'm looking for a house, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that, or implicit, they're surfing around and they're going to this place, that place. You can make all sorts of assumptions on what people want. We have so much data from every human individual out there who's on the internet, who uses the internet regularly and has accounts here and there. Say they have an Amazon account, say they have a Google account, say they have a Yahoo account, they have all these different accounts. We have so much data on human beings. We don't even need to run surveys anymore. We could just go out there and dredge up the data. We just do a little bit of data mining and boom. We have so much information on data. I'm sure that if somebody went out there and tried to do a full profile of me and what I like, what I do, they'd be able to find it really quickly. We have tons of data, and some of it's in private locations, and obviously not everybody can get to it, but there's tons of data around every single solitary human being that spends time on the internet. And if that's the case, then how come we still can't figure out what people want? How come we still have huge amounts of misdirected sales messages bombarding us every day? Why is it, with all the data that we have about people and what they might want, why is it that we still can't figure it out? I'll tell you why. Because humans are way more complicated than you think. We are so much more complicated than what our sort of trails of data leave behind. Now, some people might say, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, Chris. People are not very complicated at all. People are not complicated at all. If somebody's dieting, then they're going to be looking at dieting sites. They're going to be looking at low-calorie sites. They're going to be doing this. They're going to do that. They're going to, sure, on the surface, there might be some directions that we go in, right? There might be some directions that our conscious mind has directed us in particular ways. And we might follow a path for a little while. And we follow this path for a little while, and the data and the AIs behind the data can suss it out and go, okay, I think this guy wants to lose weight. We're thinking that he's interested in losing weight. So let's give him some weight loss resources, right? But then the next second, I ordered a bacon double cheeseburger from Carl's Jr. Is he interested in losing weight? Is he not interested in losing weight? Is it a cheat day? I don't know. Human beings, they belie this kind of predictable behavior. because we change our minds on a whim. We're not like machines, because machines are programmed. They're like, okay, if I've told my machine that I'm going to eat a double bacon cheeseburger every day, that machine is going to eat a double bacon cheeseburger every day. But we don't do that kind of thing. We change our minds all the time. We change our minds. We lie. We do things we don't want to do. We do things we want to do. We do things we don't have to do. We are a crazy puzzle and enigma. Machines can't figure us out. They can't figure us out. They can figure some of us out, but most of the time, there's so much complication in there that all they can do is figure out the surface, our surface. And a lot of times we get all sorts of junk in our messaging, which we don't need because that's not us. That's not something that we're interested in. We are super complicated. And that's one of the other things I like to say is that one of the things we like to do, and a lot of times we feel that there's human nature, right? What would human beings do? There's certain things that are common among human beings, right? They want to live a quiet life. They want to make money. They want to have families. They want to do all this stuff. But you know what? That's not necessarily so. That's not necessarily so. Human beings are so complicated that's why it's so difficult for us to figure them out. So, it's our nature to go against our nature. It's our nature to look at ourselves and go, I don't want to be like that anymore. It's our nature to change. It's our nature to do better. Well, at least I hope it's our nature to do better. I hope we haven't been teaching ourselves that our nature is to do worse. See, this is one of the reasons why I don't like dystopian futures. Because people look at dystopian futures and go, oh my God, that's horrible. That future is awful. I don't want that kind of future. Sometimes they think it's inevitable, but the future is not inevitable. The future is based on all of the decisions we are currently making today. Which is why I like utopian futures, because when you look at utopian futures, you can go, that is what we could be. We could be that kind of society. We have to work on changing our natures to become that kind of society. But the problem is that we are so averse to understanding our own natures that we're trying to change our natures. And maybe we're trying to change our natures too much, too fast, too soon. We have to understand, if you want people to change, you have to do it by appealing to human nature. What is it about humans that's universal to all humans? Appeal to that and you will win. Humans are amazing, but they're also nuts. That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.